Well, I have a 21-year-old son. His name is Brent. He's a senior in college in back east in Connecticut. He plays football. He's a linebacker, and he got a concussion at his training camp the first day. And the 2 weeks after that, he was participating in the protocol of rest, basically, and back into his room until they thought he could be well enough to start to practice, of which he did. And as soon as that happened, he concussed again, this time even worse. So my husband and I came from San Francisco to see him, and he was under doctor's care the whole time. When we saw him, we were completely shocked at how he looked. His eyes were glazed over. You could see right through him. He was holding his head, piercing headaches. He had his sunglasses on. He was so fatigued he couldn't even get to the front door. Couldn't get to even the cafeteria. So we were really taken back by how serious he looked. So we took 2 weeks to try to get him better, and offering other types of therapies and seeing other doctors, and there was absolutely no change. He wasn't sleeping. It was taking hours to go to sleep, so we were just getting nowhere. So we decided we would bring him back to home so he could recover, and we could work with the professionals we trusted to guide us. And through those professionals, we came to the Amen Clinic. When we got to the Amen Clinic, we had a SPECT scan done on Brent, and when we received that, we were completely devastated and heartbroken, at least as parents were, at the extent of the damage and the injury. And we were also taken very back by knowing that he had only suffered 2 concussions prior to that we knew about, which was shocking to see the brain in that condition with only 2 concussions, and this being the 3rd when he went down so hard. But in thinking, there was many sub-hits over 9 years of playing football, and a person who loved life and loved doing lots of sports and things like that, that this was what happened. Through that, though, we got a plan of action, and we were able to go forward, and Brent was able to take that as a challenge, and being a trained athlete, he was able to follow the direction, and he did that. So we worked on making sure he had a clean diet for his brain, supplementation and medication to take care of the injuries in the different parts of his brain. Part of Dr. Stoller's treatment plan was for Brent to be into the hyperbaric oxygen therapy, of which we did. And after like 4 or 5 treatments, you could actually start to see him come up and brighten again. And my husband and I were concerned that we would never see that face again. And so he started to get brighter. He started to get more energy back. He started to have less pain, no headache, and he could actually sleep. And we were really feeling really good about this. And since then, he's got 130 chamber sessions, which is fabulous and life-changing. Life now is hopefully back to how it used to be for Brent. And he's able to be all he wants to be. He has no symptoms anymore of his concussion. Possibly a little fatigued. He can't go as long and hard as he could, but maybe that's okay. He is on his way back to college. We've had a backup test, which was called an impact test, which we got when we were here, when he first had a concussion. We've had a follow-up one. Everything is much better than when he was concussed. And researching back, even the impact test that he got when he started college, everything is better then. So there's lots of healing going on in the brain, and we're really hopeful. He's also really kind of changed his perspective and his life, his trajectory. He wouldn't graduate with his class, but he's made the best of that. He is going to do and be the best he can be with conscientious of keeping a healthy brain and a healthy life.